Another recycled plot to tear down our favorite mob boss? I am losing my mind over the outrageous writing in this latest storyline. Are we honestly supposed to believe that Sonny Corinthos would be stupid enough to take out a man in the middle of a maximum security prison right after signing his name on the visitor log? It is a complete disrespect to the fans and everything we know about this character. Let us break down this complete mess from the beginning, because the details are absolutely infuriating. Sonny Corinthos walks into Pentonville. He has the swagger, and he is there to handle business with Jen's Sidwell. We all know Sonny wants to buy Sidwell's assets. The tension in that visitation room was thick enough to cut with a knife. Sonny is laying down the law and making his demands. But the minute, and I mean the exact minute, Sonny turns his back and walks out of those heavy metal doors, everything goes off the rails. Sidwell suddenly collapses. He just drops unconscious in his cell. And of course, who is the absolute first person the guards and the PCPD are going to point their fingers at? Sonny. It is so predictable, it hurts my soul. The sheer panic that erupted in Pentonville was something out of a horror movie. The guards are running around, and Jen Sidwell is lying there, completely unresponsive. And what does the PCPD do? They immediately swarm the place. But here is the absolute kicker. The detail that is driving me insane. The medical examiners rush in, they examine Sidwell, and guess what? There is absolutely zero sign of a physical attack. No blunt force trauma, no stab wounds, no signs of a struggle. It is a complete medical mystery. Sidwell dropped like a sack of potatoes, and the authorities are completely baffled. Do they stop and think logically? Of course not. They decide Sonny must have used an invisible magic trick. The sheer incompetence is a heart-wrenching betrayal. Am I the only one losing my mind over this? Let us talk about what actually happened to Sidwell, because it was not Sonny's bare hands. I am thoroughly convinced that Sidwell was poisoned with an incredibly rare, undetectable substance. We are talking about something completely colorless, odorless, and virtually impossible to trace. Or, even worse, what if this is some high-tech espionage garbage? Could someone have secretly implanted a micro device into Sidwell? A tiny piece of technology designed to trigger a massive medical event the moment Sonny left the room? This level of calculated assassination is terrifying. And the fact that the writers are using this bizarre sci-fi nonsense to drag Sonny through the mud is ruining the character arc we invested in. And let us talk about the PCPD's reaction, because it is nothing short of a circus. The moment they realize Sidwell is unconscious and Sonny was his last visitor, they do not even bother to look for other suspects. They do not check the cameras. They do not interrogate the guards. No, they just march straight to Sonny and slap the cuffs on him. They arrest him for attempted murder. Are you kidding me? Sonny is a lot of things, but he is not a sloppy amateur. If Sonny wanted Sidwell dead, he would not do it in a room with a dozen cameras. It is an insult to our intelligence. The PCPD is acting like rookies, desperate to pin anything on Sonny just to close a case. It makes my blood boil to see him treated like a street thug. Seeing Sonny in that interrogation room, desperately trying to defend himself, is an absolute heart-wrenching betrayal. He is sitting there, looking these detectives in the eye, and repeatedly asserting his absolute innocence. He tells them over and over again, "I did not touch him. We had a conversation, and I walked out. But does anyone listen? Of course not. The circumstantial evidence all seems to point directly at him. He is the last person to see Sidwell conscious. He has a known motive because of the assets he wants to acquire. The police are painting this picture of a mob boss who got angry and decided to silence his rival. Sonny is trapped in a corner, and the writers are dragging out his suffering. It is outrageous writing. We want to see Sonny powerful. But let us dive into the real meat of this storyline, ladies, because I know exactly what is going on here. This is a perfectly orchestrated, cold-blooded frame-up. Someone knew exactly when Sonny was going to visit Pentonville. Someone had the inside schedule. They knew the exact minute Sonny would be in that room, and they used that window of opportunity to strike. They waited until Sonny walked out, and then they triggered whatever poison or device they used on Sidwell. The primary goal was to destroy Sonny Corinthos. They want to take him off the board completely. By making Sonny the prime suspect, they are neutralizing the biggest threat in Port Charles. This unseen enemy is playing chess, and the PCPD cannot see this obvious manipulation. And why are they doing this? Follow the money, ladies. It is always about the money and the power. We know that Sonny has been aggressively trying to acquire Jen Sidwell's assets. Sidwell has a massive empire filled with lucrative properties and underground networks that Sonny needs. The person who framed Sonny wants those exact same assets. With Sonny locked up in a jail cell, fighting for his life against these bogus charges, he cannot make a move. He cannot finalize any deals, and he is completely paralyzed. The mastermind behind this attack is going to swoop in and steal Sidwell's entire empire right out from under Sonny's nose. It is a brilliant, but absolutely disgusting plan. They're using the PCPD to eliminate their competition. Now, let us talk about the absolute worst case scenario, the trope that these writers love to abuse more than anything else. What happens when Jen Sidwell finally wakes up? You know exactly what is going to happen. He is not going to remember a single thing. I can see it now. Sidwell fluttering his eyes open in his hospital bed, looking around confused, and claiming he has absolutely no memory of the attack, or even Sonny's visit. It is the classic soap opera amnesia storyline, and it is a complete mess. If Sidwell cannot remember who attacked him, or if he falsely points the finger at Sonny due to confusion, Sonny's goose is completely cooked. How is Sonny supposed to prove his innocence if the victim has convenient memory loss? It is lazy writing. I am just so tired of seeing the same recycled plots used to tear down characters we have loved for decades. How many times have we seen Sonny framed for a crime he did not commit? How many times have we seen him sitting in a holding cell, waiting for Diane Miller to work some legal miracle? It ruins the character arc. Sonny is supposed to be this untouchable strategist, but lately, the writers treat him like a gullible pawn in everyone else's games. It is a heart-wrenching betrayal of his legacy. We tune in every day to see the drama and power struggles, not to watch the PCPD bumble around while a legendary character is stripped of his dignity. These writers need to wake up and realize what they are doing to the fans. We are absolutely sick of it. So, who is the real mastermind? Who has the resources, the intelligence, and the pure evil malice to pull off an undetectable poisoning or a micro-device attack inside Pentonville? It has to be someone with deep pockets and major connections. Could it be a rival mob boss moving in on the territory? Could it be someone from the WSB using their high-tech gadgets to manipulate the criminal underworld? Or could it be someone even closer to home? Someone who has been pretending to be an ally while secretly plotting Sonny's downfall? The paranoia is real, ladies. Whoever it is, they have weaponized the police force against Sonny, and they are sitting back watching the chaos unfold. I want to see Sonny unleash his absolute fury on whoever dared to set him up. And let us take a moment to pray for Diane Miller, because she is going to have the legal fight of her life. Diane is a shark. We all know that. She is going to march into that police station and tear those detectives a new one. But even Diane is going to struggle with this. The circumstantial evidence is a nightmare. Sonny was the last one in the room. He had a motive. Sidwell is in a coma. How does a defense attorney fight against a ghost? How does she prove that an invisible poison or a microscopic device was used when the medical examiners cannot even find it? Diane is going to have to hire her own independent experts to trace the source of the poison. It is going to be a grueling legal battle, and I am stressed out. We cannot lose Sonny to Pentonville again. Think about the ripple effect this is going to have on the entire family. The Corinthos family has been through enough trauma to last 100 lifetimes. Carly is going to lose her absolute mind. Even if they are not together right now, she will always protect the father of her children. She is going to go on a warpath, tearing through Port Charles to find out who set Sonny up. Michael is going to have to step up, balancing his own corporate drama with trying to save his father's empire from being swallowed whole by this mysterious enemy. And what about the kids? Having to see their father dragged through the mud again? It is a complete mess. The emotional toll this takes on the characters we love is exhausting. It is an outrageous disrespect to the fans. The true danger here is that while everyone is distracted by Sonny's impending trial, the real villain is completely free to execute the rest of their master plan. They are operating in the shadows, totally unchecked. If they were bold enough to orchestrate an assassination attempt inside a maximum security prison and frame the biggest mob boss on the eastern seaboard, what on earth are they going to do next? No one in Port Charles is safe. If they can get to Sidwell, they can get to anyone. This storyline is setting up a terrifying new big bad, but I just wish they didn't have to sacrifice Sonny's freedom to do it. Will the PCPD finally open their eyes? Will Diane find the golden piece of evidence? The suspense is killing me, but the frustration is even worse. I simply cannot take much more of this, ladies. My blood pressure is through the roof, and my heart is breaking for Sonny. He does not deserve this heart-wrenching betrayal. We need a miracle, and we need it fast. I want to see the real culprit dragged out into the light and exposed for the absolute coward they are. I want to see Sonny cleared of all charges, walking out of that police station with his head held high, ready to rain absolute destruction on the people who tried to ruin his life. Until then, I will be sitting here screaming at my television. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I need to know I am not the only one losing sleep over this complete mess. Let us pray that the writers finally give us the justice we deserve.